pickle time. So a couple weeks ago we had a cookout, and my mom bought some maple bourbon bread and butter pickles, and they were pretty good, but you know, it's artificial flavors and all that crap. So we're gonna try to make them on our own today. So little test kitchen, little pickle test kitchen going on. So I've got close to 4 pounds of cucumbers here, and we have an onion. For the bourbon, we're using Hartfield & Co. It's bourbon, the only bourbon made in Bourbon County, Kentucky. And then we're gonna use maple sugar. Then we're gonna use some Redmond real salt, fine sea salt. Then we've got apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, and some mustard seeds, and celery seeds, red pepper flakes, some allspice. So we're gonna go ahead and start slicing these puppies up. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just cut the stem end off for now, and actually I'll just go ahead and cut them in half because I'm gonna use a mandolin, and they're a little easier to control when they are shorter. So for the onions, we're just gonna cut them into thin slices. That, okie dokie. And then for the cucumbers, we're going to use this this mandolin here. It's made by Ben Renner, and it works pretty good. So just keep your fingers back, and you're fine. It'll take them off pretty quick. So we're going to go so about like that. That's about 1/4 inch. I think that's probably going to be good. Be careful when you get down to the end like that. It's when they get you. And you don't have to use one of these. You could just use a knife. Just gonna take a little bit more time. Woo! See, that's what I mean. They can get you quick. Man, this one feels crappy too. I'm gonna throw that one out. A couple of them had some like kind of squishy ends on them for some reason. Let's try this again later in the summer when we have some cucumbers growing in the garden, because cucumbers grown in your backyard are always going to beat cucumbers grown in a greenhouse in Mexico. All right, so basically what we're going to do now is we're just going to go ahead and put the raw veggies into the mason jars. I've got 3 quart size mason jars, so we'll just go ahead and start filling them up and just put in a few onions with them. Make sure you save enough for the other 2. Kind of push them down in, kind of pack them in. We'll just go ahead and stop there. We'll stop short, stop, you know, kind of right there where that neck starts to narrow down a little bit. We'll move on to the next one. A couple more onions. Next. Okay, a little more onions. Got a few left here. You just start smushing them in. Let's make the most of these jars. Say leave like 1/2 inch, you know, head space above them. I'm not planning on like actually canning these to preserve them. I'm just gonna throw them in the fridge. You know, it's summertime. We have a lot of cookouts here, and we'll go through quite a few pickles. Plus we use them a lot just, you know, for regular weeknight meals and whatnot. There we go. Nice. Good. That's that. All right, now we need to mix up the brine. So I'm gonna light up the old camp shaft. There we go. Get that on there. So we're gonna start with our apple cider vinegar and our bourbon. We'll go ahead and get that on there and bring it up to a simmer. And then we will add in our salt and maple sugar. So we have 3 cups apple cider vinegar, 3 cups white vinegar, and then 1 cup of the bourbon. So we're gonna let that come up to a simmer. All right, so we're starting to get some simmering going on here. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our sea salt and our maple sugar. And we're just gonna cook that until it dissolves. Next is, we have mustard seeds, allspice, celery seeds, crushed red pepper, and turmeric. We'll go and toss that in. Then we're gonna let that simmer for about 5 minutes. And we wanna let some of that alcohol cook off from the bourbon. And we'll just have the nice sweet bourbon flavor left without the harsh alcohol bite. Okay, the brine is done simmering. So now it's time to put them in the jars with the cucumbers. He's hot. Got this fancy little mason jar funnel. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but we'll see. Nah, we'll do without it. Oh boy, that looks good. So try to get enough spices, you know, distributed throughout the jars. The vinegar make your eyes water. Oh my gosh. Whew. Try to get some of the spices up off the bottom of the pan. Get them in the jar where they belong. If you have a butter knife or something like that, I'm just going to use this one because I have it. Just kind of stick them in there and kind of press on the veggies and try to release any air pockets that might be stuck in there. While they're hot, let's go ahead and stick the lids on them. And we'll let them sit out on the counter at room temperature until they cool, and then we'll throw them in the fridge. Looking pretty good. I think they're gonna turn out just fine. So we got them all jarred up, got lids on them. We're gonna let them cool and throw them in the fridge. And we'll probably give them 3 or 4 days for everything to marry together and all the flavors to, you know, get to know each other. And then we'll check back in on them in a few days. Welcome back. It's been about a week since we made these pickles. So I'm a little behind schedule on what I said we were gonna taste test them, but we're gonna go ahead and pop them open and give them a try. They're not too sweet. A lot of bread and butter pickles can be too sweet, I think. So these are still a little sour, but the maple sugar gave them a good amount of sweetness. I don't know if the bourbon is like doing a lot. I'd be curious to try it again without it and see if it even made a difference. I wouldn't just say they're bourbon pickles. They're just good bread and butter pickles, I think. Yeah, we'll just call them really good bread and butter pickles that aren't too sweet. If you want them sweeter, add more sugar. Be my guest. I don't really care for super sweet stuff, so I'm a little lighter on that. I don't think I'd really change much about them. I mean, if you really care about the bourbon flavor, you can add more bourbon to them. Otherwise, I would leave them alone, you know? This is a test kitchen. So we don't know until we try. But they've made some pretty solid pickles. So we'll go ahead and link up a recipe down in the description below. So just click on that and that'll take you to our website, and you can recreate this and tweak it and make it your own. So thanks for stopping by. Go to oakandblade.com. oakandblade.com. Like and subscribe to this channel, and we're gonna have more coming. So stay tuned. See ya.